Hi everyone, we've got Shannon with me today from Property Assist, and we're going to talk about some of the questions that we regularly get asked from landlords around property condition reports. Okay, so one of our last tips for our self-managing landlords around property condition reports is to do with, what's it to do with?
Amendments.
Amendments, yeah, thank
absolutely.
you. So, with regards to property condition reports being given to the tenants, they have the opportunity to make comments within that 7 days that they've got the report. So when that property condition report comes back to you and it's got comments on it,
what do you do?
What do you do?
Yeah, I think a good tip for us is to make sure, to make sure that you are reading through what that tenant says, because if you don't, then you're essentially accepting what the tenant says.
And they could pretty much write anything. Yeah, they could write that it's dirty, it's broken. So it is really important to review that contract when it comes back.
Yeah.
And make sure that the amendments that are made are accurate. But not only that, if there is maintenance that's been picked up and reported, you want to know about that so that you can, attend to it and make sure that that is rectified.
Yeah, you may not have lived in the property for a long time, or you've had a tenant that's left and just dealt with all of these different things. Yeah. I know I did with my own investment property. Yeah. We had a tenant move out and the new one moved in literally within 2 days, and they told me that the shower was leaking. Yeah. And I was going, oh, okay.
It's never got reported before.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah. So making sure, that maintenance is picked up, and then just that, if there are any queries that the tenant has made on that report, and they're sort of big, or, you don't necessarily agree with them, just pick up the phone, call your tenant, organise a time to go to the property in a really short time frame, because you want to make sure that it's still within that 7 days or there shortly after, and get them to show you what they're talking about, just to make sure that it is an accurate representation, particularly if it's something that you disagree with, because it's super important to make sure that tenancy is off to a positive start and that you are both on the same page.
Yeah, I think everyone's got a different opinion of what is dirty and what is clean. So I think that's why, as we've spoken about in another tip as well, that your language is really important. It is also important for the tenants to provide their language to be accurate as well. So if there is someone that says that the tracks are dusty, but you didn't think they were, if you're at site and you can sort of say, okay, they were dusty, but we'll add it in, and you agree to the comment, then you're there both together and you can do that together.
Exactly, and I guess if there are comments that are made on there, but then you go to the property, chat with that tenant, you agree that, it's not dusty, in using your example, or the maintenance has been repaired, you can then make that comment and both sign off on it at the same time, so that when the end of the tenancy comes around and you're doing that final bond inspection, you're not looking at something from, potentially 12, 24 months earlier or more if you've got a great long-term tenant. Something that says that it's not working, but it has actually been fixed. So I think it is one of the most important parts with the process of property condition reports. Once that report comes back to you, to just check over it, make sure there's nothing in there that needs to be attended to, and then once that's all been completed, you can then provide the tenant with the copy.
Final copy.
And then that's the one that you would use at the end of the tenancy. So hopefully that has been helpful. Thank you very much for coming in to have a chat about that. That was our last tip for you, and it was all around amendments. If you've got any other questions regarding property condition reports, or leasing only services, or just you want some general advice with regards to property management, then please feel free to get into contact with either myself or Shannon, and our contact details will pop up shortly.